Hi, my name is Dorothy Pang. I am a licensed acupuncturist in South San Francisco, California, and today I wanted to discuss how can acupuncture benefit women's health. Women's health, it seems like it's the next frontier in medicine. Historically, we haven't really studied women and how specifically they're different than men, and therefore how to treat them, and maybe how their symptomology might be different, and also how to really treat things like menopause and perimenopause. Very mysterious subjects until very recently. We're only starting to gain insight into how to change these things. However, acupuncture, the philosophy behind acupuncture has recognized, of course, for a very long time that women are different than men and have very different needs than men and need different treatment protocols than men. Acupuncture is a really individualized medicine. Your practitioner should be listening specifically to what you have to say about how your body is doing things. Menopause and perimenopause can look very different from one woman to the next. And in Chinese medicine, we focus a lot on symptoms and how to treat particular symptoms, because how your body's experiencing something like menopause would be very different than how another woman's body is experiencing menopause. And the most important thing in such a case usually is that we help you to feel better. And that's going to look different for everyone because the symptoms can be so different. Acupuncture itself has been proven to be really helpful with mitigating the changes that happen in menopause and perimenopause, probably because it's such a huge hormonal change for the body to be experiencing at that point in life, and change itself is a stressor. So that can be a difficult to understand concept when we talk about it on its own. But when we put it in a context, it would be a little easier to understand. So let's say that you've lived somewhere your entire life that's cold and wet, and so you get used to it. My office is located in South San Francisco, and generally it's not too cold, but it's very damp. It's foggy many days. The humidity is probably higher than in many other parts of the world. But when you move somewhere else, let's say you move from South San Francisco to Phoenix, where it's really hot and very dry, in the summertime at least. When your body experiences a change in climate, that is a stressor. It has to make adjustments. Your body has gotten used to being a certain way, and now things have changed, and adjusting to that change takes energy. So whether you enjoy hotter weather or don't enjoy hotter weather, your body still needs to acclimate to it. It has to get adjusted to the changes in the environment, and that means it has to put a little extra energy into doing things that it had gotten used to doing a particular way. It has to put energy and effort into changing those habits and those ways of being. And that can be considered a stress on the body, because the body previously didn't really have to think about something like what temperature was it going to be. It was used to things being a certain way. And then now that things are a different way, that in and of itself, things being different, takes a certain amount of energy for the body to deal with and think about and process. So even if the symptoms of menopause or perimenopause aren't too bothersome, the actual process of going through a change itself can cause stress on the body. And when we combine that stress with the actual reality that the hormones are different in the body and that feels very different, it actually can become stressful. Even if mentally we're not stressed or worried about anything, even if our body is not exhibiting physical symptoms that are that severe, the process of change itself can be stressful to the body. And the thing about perimenopause, menopause is that it's not super linear. It's a little unpredictable. We don't really know about the timing. So that's also a bit stressful on the body. It doesn't really know what kind of changes are happening and at what rate and at what timing. And so those things can be hard for a body to deal with. But acupuncture can be very helpful for helping our body to adjust to those changes and to make it a little less stressful for the body to go through that process. Acupuncture is also really great at helping to regulate a woman's menstrual cycle. Of course, I help with fertility, but at the base of fertility is a well-functioning, well-timed menstrual cycle. Unfortunately, in this modern world, a lot of the times when we have a young woman whose body can't figure out menstruation, we just put her on the birth control pill. Not for birth control per se, but because when we go on the birth control pill, we go on this fake bleed cycle of once a month you get a bleed that's kind of like a period, and so we consider that good enough. We've taught the body how to menstruate. But what's really happened is that the body hasn't gotten a chance to figure out the process of proper ovulation and menstruation, and we've put it on a pill, and we haven't given it the chance to ever figure it out until we pull that body off of the pill later, usually right before trying to get pregnant. And the body just hasn't had time to learn that process. And it's harder to do that later in life than in the beginning, when things are just starting out and your body is kind of ready for a change to happen. So I help women also to regulate their cycles. If they have terrible menstrual symptoms, we can deal with that. Or if they just have super irregular periods, I can help them to manage that and make the period more regular, more like once a month. So there are a lot of different ways that acupuncture can be used to help with women and women's hormones and women's reproductive functions. If you have additional questions and want to know if acupuncture might be helpful for your particular case, I invite you to book a free consultation. Just click on the link and there should be a choice. Yes, you could choose acupuncture, but you could also choose free consultation, and we can do that in person or over the phone. All right, well, I look forward to speaking with you so that we can figure out if acupuncture might be helpful for you for your particular situation. Bye for now.